Warriors, rise. Hey, good morning, Warriors. Just wanted to come on here and number one, tell you guys I love you. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, and crypto coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now, I want to share with you today, number one, how to become a millionaire in a financial collapse. So, first of all, I want to share with you guys, I understand it doesn't feel good right now. I understand it doesn't feel good to see your cryptocurrency portfolio on the bottom. But here is the part that we've been teaching and preaching for a very, very long time. Don't trip by the dip. You're already wealthy. You're already healthy. You're already abundant. That's why our warriors stay strong. They hold the line. They don't trip. They buy the dip. So let's talk a little bit deeper. And if you guys don't mind, comment down below. I'm going to start talking a little bit more about this, how I built the business, and how I did it in one of the worst economic times in the world. I'm just going to share with you the information, steps on how we did it. Okay. So number one, it's hard to understand or understand, we should say, right? Understand what is happening right now because it's all by design. Now, it doesn't feel good because you got the war with Ukraine, people's lives. You had the shooting, the school shootings. I'm not going to dive into that in my opinion. I'm just going to say my hearts and absolute prayers go out to those families. My opinion doesn't matter in that situation. What matters is that we give love and light and positivity to those families. That's all we can do within this point. Sharing my opinion really wouldn't matter because I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Is that what's happening right now is humankind is in trouble. And we are so far over to the left hemisphere brain. All I know what to say is to pray and to send positive energy to those parents. I'm a parent. I couldn't imagine. So that's not what I'm here to talk about. But we're in a really tough time. So I didn't want to just go over this where it's like, oh my gosh, there's nothing happening in the world, because there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world. But it's always been happening. This has always been happening. Humans get too much of a good thing. We push too far into the left hemisphere of the brain, living for the world, and then you see massive chaos. But the good news after massive chaos, what comes next? Peace and prosperity. What comes after a storm? A rainbow. It's a cyclic thing that we go through as human beings at a micro level, and then we go through it at a macro level. So when the micro loses control of itself, the macro is what you're seeing of a bunch of humans who've lost control of themselves all the way up to the macro. Okay. So, but you came here to learn how to become a millionaire in a financial collapse. It seems so difficult because you've been indoctrinated into a system, which is a just over broke. You've been indoctrinated to, number one, work for money, which is completely backwards. So the first thing we need to do is unwire our brain. You should never work for money. That's slavery. You should always get money to work for you. So that's the number one thing we were not taught, is how to make money work for us. So number one is you need to learn how to make money work for you versus working for money. Okay. So when you're in a job, a just over broke, you can't just go to your boss and be like, hey, I need more money. I need more money. I need more money. So an entrepreneur can do that. Like, for example, I can start a new company. I can launch a new course. There's all kinds of things you can do as an entrepreneur to create more cash flow. Okay. The more important thing about creating cash flow, which I'm going to teach you how to do when you're just over broke, is what do you do with that money? Okay. So we're going to assume that you're in a just over broke job. And I'm going to keep saying that to you because I want you to start to re-indoctrinate you into your freedom lifestyle, right? You're in a just over broke, which is totally out of alignment for who you are as a human being. You're doing a job to make money. So we got to get out of that just over broke mindset. I'm sure if you're watching these videos, you're one of those people who has an entrepreneurial spirit, or you want something more for your life. I would think that's who you are, because you're seeking outside of all the bullshit going on and watching a video like this. Okay. So let's back up just a moment. So you're in your just over broke. You can't go to your boss and be like, I need a $30,000 pay raise, right? So you need to create cash flow. Okay. You need to create cash flow. Well, why do people become millionaires in financial collapses? Because right now in the crypto market, everybody was saying, oh, it's too high to buy last year. And right now they're complaining because it's too low. It's too low. So they're complaining when it's high. They're complaining when it's low. This is the greatest time when they purposely collapse the markets. This is the greatest time to get in. we should be accumulating, or we're dollar cost averaging into the market. You don't ever just put all your money in, you dollar cost average in. So let's talk about how to create cash flow when you're in a just over broke. And then I would share with you how I would get into the market. And this is not financial advice, I'll just tell you. And this is exactly what I did. Exactly what I did. So remember, guys, 3 years ago, I was living on my mom's couch, right? I was trying to get my shit together about, God, was it 3.5 years ago? About 3 years ago, okay? So this is what I did. Is I created cash flow. I was like, okay, where in my life can I cut back? So I cut out all frivolous spending. Now, right now, it's an important time to do that. It's a really important time to do that. So I cut out all frivolous spending. So I stopped, for example, I bought some Starbucks this morning. This is frivolous spending. So I wasn't buying any Starbucks. And I'll give some examples of what people, energy drinks, eating out twice a day, 3 times a day. So if you can create cash flow, so if you can make your lunch and you can cut out coffee and make your coffee at home, you could save like $30 a day. Some of you $20 a day, some of you $35 a day. So let's do the math. So you're going to create cash flow through your habits. So you can do it right now as you sit there. So let's just be conservative. Let's just be conservative and say it's $15 a day. Okay. And we go 5 days a week to work. That's $75 a week times 4. You now have $300 in investable cash flow right here, just by cutting out coffee and making your lunch. That's 5 days a week. I'm giving you 5 days work week. And on the weekend, do whatever you want. You just created $300 of cash flow. So this is the first easy step. And we're going to start doing a little bit more videos. So comment below if you like these types of videos, because and make sure you check out our 8 o'clock show. Our crypto team is doing our news stuff. Okay. Because I want to start teaching you exactly what I did. So you just created $300 in cash flow, $300. Do you know what that could do? So if you take 300 times 12, you invested $3,600. If you take that cash flow and you put it into a speculative asset like cryptocurrency that is collapsed right now, do you know what $3,600 could do if it was spread across a couple cryptocurrencies and you picked a winner? Do you realize what that could do? But more importantly, what it's done though, take out, even if that went to zero, what it's done is you're training your brain on how to make money work for you. That's the key to this. That's the key to this, Warriors. As I've told you guys a million times, it doesn't matter if you become a millionaire. The more important thing is who you're becoming when you become a millionaire. I've always talked about that. Always talked about that, Warriors, is who you're becoming, right? Intentions. Who are you becoming when you're becoming a millionaire? These type of activities will train your brain to think completely differently. And then you'll start to see, whoa, I'm in a job that's paying me 16 to 25 bucks an hour and I'm worth so much more. Okay. But if you like your job, then you can take it to another level. Okay. So you created cash flow by changing your habits. You created $3,600 a month invested into a speculative asset, right? Which could be cryptocurrency or whatever you think. So everything's collapsed right now, right? I'm using cryptocurrency. Okay. Number two is the number two thing I'm going to talk about is then you can start to get a little bit deeper with it. So now you've created money out of thin air with your habits. Then number two, the richest man in Babylon, when you start to get paid, when you get your paycheck, then you go deeper. You now take 10% of that pay, which you're probably going to take 10% of that and spend it frivolously anyways. And you always pay yourself first. So these are and then you take that and invest it, right? So these are 2 tips right now that you could become a millionaire in a financial collapse. So all of you need to look at your habits today, write them down. What are your habits that are stopping you? Okay, what are your habits stopping you? You can make your own coffee. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can make your own coffee. You get the generic brand at the store. Go get a Keurig or just get a coffee pot. If your company has free coffee, use their coffee. Use their coffee. Okay, you're going to create your habits. You're going to change your habits. Okay, you're going to create at least $20 in cash flow. Number 2 is you're going to start investing 10% of the money that comes into you right away. Those are 2 things you do. We haven't even talked about side hustles. We haven't even talked about starting online courses. We haven't talked about any of that. These are things you can do right now as you sit starting on Monday. So those are 2 things. So think about that. So there's no excuses, Warriors. There's no excuses on why we can't do this, okay? And I'm going to share with you guys, community is really, really important. That's why I have the 3twarrior.com on here. So we've created a community of like-minded warriors worldwide, and you get to go through my 120-day challenge. This takes you step by step on how I created my mindset over the last 16 years, going from completely losing everything. I've lost my money 3 times. I've been very honest with you guys. On the 3rd time, I had to ask myself, why? Why do I keep losing my money? my brain. I was indoctrinated into a just over broke system. So I never learned about wealth. So the third time when I was living with my mom, I'm like, on my mom's couch, I'm like, listen, I need to change my brain. So now I'm just going to be teaching you guys exactly what I did. So again, comment down below if you like this type of content. I'm so grateful to my crypto team. They're doing the 8 o'clock show where they're giving you daily news on cryptocurrency. And I'm going to start to do a little bit more videos around this and showing you exactly how I built wealth in these economic times. So if you like this content, let me know. I just want to help as many people as humanly possible free themselves from this just over broke system. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Love you guys.